afraid of. Kill it.
Today I'm going to be talking about slavery, abortion, and euthanasia, and how they all tie together. In the Word of God, Jesus said, the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and destroy. I am come that you might have life and have more abundantly. Remember, Jesus said the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and destroy. That's basically what our government does a lot. Steal, kill, and destroy. I remember I was watching a Ron Paul video, and on his desk, he had a little thing, you put on your desk, and it says, don't steal, the government hates competition, okay? Not only in stealing, killing's all right as long as they do it, but if we do it, that's kind of bad. But anyway, I'm going to share some insight from slavery and abortion first. I'm going to do, it's kind of like in a chart manner, but in the Dred Scott case in 1857, to do with slavery, I'm going to deal with the Roe versus Wade in 1973 to do with abortion. And they were both a 7-2 decision that got them passed. 7-4-2 were against it, both cases, okay? Now, since I told you I did a lot of picketing at places like Planned Parenthood and St. Luke's, places that kill babies for a living. Well, anyway, I'm going to share with you a few of the parallels, okay? Now, the first one was they determined way back in 1857 at the Dred Scott case, they determined blacks were non-persons. And anyway, when I say that, it's like when I debated, I was on TV a few times debating Planned Parenthood or talking with them. But anyway, then they determined that the unborn are non-persons. But what do they mean? We know that the blacks were persons. We know that the unborn, anybody that's got any kind of common sense knows that the baby in the womb is a person from the moment of conception. The moment the sperm goes into the egg, we have a total new human life, okay? Nothing's added. All it does is develop and grow. It's all there, okay? So in other words, what do they mean when they say they're non-persons? Well, if you get deeper into the study of it, you'll find out what they mean is it's not meaningful life. It has no meaning to the mother or to the slave owner. Hence, it's a non-person. So the blacks were non-person because they had no meaning to the owner. And the baby is a non-person if it doesn't have any meaning to the mother, okay? So that's what they mean by it. But anyway, then the next one, the parallel in slavery, it was the property of the owner, okay? In other words, the owner owned that black person so he could do whatever he wanted to. Now, in the same way with abortion, he's the property of the owner, which is the mother, okay? So the mother can do whatever she wants to with that baby. Now, the third parallel is choose. They can choose, in slavery, they can choose to buy, sell, or kill that slave, okay? Because as a non-person, they can do whatever they want to do with it. Well, in the area of abortion, they can choose to keep the baby or to kill it. It's up to the mother, whatever she wants to do. Okay, now, the fourth parallel is abolitionists should not impose their morality on slave owners, okay? Those who wanted to see the slaves set free, the blacks, they shouldn't impose their morality on slave owners. Well, now the parallel to that in abortion today is pro-lifers should not impose morality on the mothers, telling the mothers what they should and should not do. Okay, you see all these parallels? Human life means nothing. Like I was sharing with you earlier, our government cares about money, and it's the money that they're, whatever they're moved and motivated by, money plays a big part of it. Okay, and the last one on this illustration is slavery is legal. Okay, slavery is legal, so we think something's legal, all of a sudden it's right. That's not true. There's a lot of things that are legal that are not right for you. They're bad for you, okay, but they're still legal. I mean, booze is bad for you, but it's legal. Cigarettes is bad for you, but it's legal. You can name all kinds of things that are legal, but they're bad for you. Well, anyway, now, slavery was legal, so that supposedly made it right. Well, abortion is legal, so they try to get you a mindset to make you think it's right because it's legal. Legal does not equal right, people. Anyway, already as we see time going on, there's a war. I mean, it's escalating all over. But anyway, this war that we see from the fruit of abortions all these years, killing innocent life has its consequences, and we're suffering to a small degree. We're going to suffer a lot more, but we're suffering to a small degree now. But, let me give you an illustration. When I was thinking about this, I said, well, China's been doing abortions for a long time, okay, longer than we have. And so now they're seeing the fruit of when they decide to play God, they say, okay, we're going to determine who lives and who dies. Now, the mother really can only have one baby in China. In China, today they have 7 babies. I mean 7 girl babies to every 1 boy baby. Okay, because the mother knows she can only have 1 baby. So in other words, they normally pick the boy because they want to continue their family line name. And so now they have a big problem in China today. They have 7 boys on average to every 1 girl. So you know, the other 6 don't have any girl to marry. Okay, so that's why a lot of them are going into the army. And God says in the last days they're going to have an army, one of the biggest armies in the world, and China's got it. But anyway, kings of the East, and that's China and Korea and a few of those places. But anyway, so I said, so God, this Almighty God who allowed us to be co-creators or makers with Him through the sexual act of a man and a woman, and now we've shown how much we appreciate it by killing the life He's helping to form in that in the baby's in the mother's womb. You know, as I keep thinking about this, the abortionists, I never call them doctors. I picked it at St. Luke's for quite a few years, more at at Planned Parenthood than St. Luke's. But anyway, they I knew I knew them by names and where they worked. Anyway, most of the baby killers. But what I'm trying to say is, when we have a society that allows that kind of garbage, that kind of junk to go on, we cannot last long. You know, I preached when I was preaching on Ron Paul, and I'm for Ron Paul. I mean, he's better than all the rest of them. There's one thing I don't quite understand yet, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get as much information as I can. He knows the Constitution a whole lot better than me, that's for sure. And but the Constitution, he says abortion shouldn't be a federal issue, but a state issue, in which that really confuses me. So if abortion by the Constitution is a state issue, not a federal issue, then I would think any life, any kind of human life whatsoever, not only babies in the womb, but my life, your life, teenagers' life, adults, or whatever, old people, it would be all the same illustration to me. If it's a state right, then a state can determine a baby can live or die by abortion, then it should be able to determine a teenager can live and die, whatever, whoever, for the exact same reasons. Logic tells me that, but anyway, I'm not really sure. I haven't figured that out yet as far as where he stands on it, but I think that he doesn't really deal with it. He says he's pro-life, but he wants it to be a state issue. But anyway, enough of that for right now. But anyway, so now we're seeing the results of abortion in a lot of ways in America, just like we do in other parts of the world, where they're doing it. It's like a lot of them thought they were getting by with it, just making big-time money, like these abortionists, making big-time money and no payback. Well, they're getting a payback time when they die for sure, but it looks like a lot of them are getting payback time right here and now, as far as the ones that are dying for killing babies and being shot by pro-lifers and all these kind of things. Once again, that's another subject, and I can't have time to spend on all that kind of stuff, but I want to say that we're seeing the fruit of their consequences happening right now, besides it's going to happen in eternity. Then you think about women. Black Mom's Wall, I can't think of the page, it was a pro-life page, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, Black Mom's Wall, you type that on the internet, and you'll go to it and you'll see a whole bunch of women, they don't know exactly how many because abortion is legal, that die by abortions. A lot of women die. I was reading one page and they figure at least 200 women a year die through abortions, okay? Sloppy abortions or whatever. Whether they're illegal abortions or legal abortions, they're still dying because the abortionists, I got this book, I was giving it out when I was picketing Planned Parenthood, pretty thick book, and it has all these police records of all these abortionists that either raped a woman while she was laying on the table, he getting ready to abort her kid, they had raped a woman or do all kinds of junk, or the woman got her uterus ripped out because they don't, I mean, they're just sloppy people. They don't care. If they don't care about human life, why should they care about your life? And a lot of them don't. Anyway, so I see this is happening over and over. And then I see that other women I read about on the way up, a lot of them that have mental problems or emotional problems when they realize what they did to the human life that was in them. And, you know, when you murder somebody or you allow someone to murder your child, it's going to affect you sooner or later one way or the other, or you're going to keep hardening your heart and your mind to it. But anyway, so what I was thinking about when I was studying all this, all these abortionists, all these women that are going through it, well, Psalms 106, 37 through 42 came to mind. I want to read it to you and make a few comments. Now, it says in Psalms 106, 37 through 42, "Yea, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Thus they were defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring after their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against the people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, so that they hated them, and they that hated him ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hands. You know, what's really kind of interesting about this to me is I was reading this verse. Watch what verse 41 says. And he, God, gave them over into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them. You know, there's a lot of talk going all across the United States. They got big bulletin boards and all that kind of junk. Say, Obama, show us the birth certificate. See, all these people that study really heavy, they almost positive, some of them are super positive, that Obama is not even an American, okay? So in other words, and they gave them the hands of the heathen, and they that hated him ruled over them. You know, Obama gets in president. As soon as he gets in president, one of the first comments he made that America is not a Christian nation. I agree with him now. America isn't a Christian nation. America has turned its back on God. We spit in the face of God over and over and over. But was America a Christian nation when it was founded? It most certainly was. There's no doubt about it. I mean, anybody that studies history, you can't get away from it. It was a Christian nation that was founded upon Christ. That's when they came here, okay? But anyway, so in that table, you're seeing the comparison between slavery and abortion, okay? So now I'm going to take you through another table, and I'm going to compare abortion with euthanasia. Now, slavery, so-called, is over, or done with, you know, at least that's what they claim. But anyway, but now I'm going to deal with the reason that we have abortion and linked with euthanasia. I'm going to show you some more parallels, okay? Now, the first one, the reason that they have abortions is usefulness, okay? They say, basically, abortion, well, the baby's a burden, so he's really not needed, so let's kill him, okay? Well, that's one reason. Well, it's the same way with euthanasia. When a man or a woman gets so old and they're, you know, they got Alzheimer's or whatever, all of these other kind of diseases that they're not really thinking straight, they don't know where they're at, and they're in all kinds of bad shape. Okay, that's another good reason to kill them, okay? Dr. Kevorkian, so-called doctor, he wasn't one, but anyway, he got by with killing one after another, not only older people, people that were suicidal or whatever, he helped them kill themselves, okay? Okay, the next one for abortion and euthanasia is wanted. What was the reason for abortion? The baby was unwanted. The woman didn't want the baby at that time. Maybe she wanted to finish college. Maybe she didn't want her husband to find out her boyfriend got her pregnant. A ton of other reasons. So they kill the baby because it's unwanted, okay? Now, the next, for euthanasia, the reason was unwanted. You know, when, our society, parents go all the trouble, a lot of them do. They go all their trouble to raise their kids. They give their life into them, you know, like I'll pour my life in our kids. But anyway, then when the parents get so old and they cost them a lot, well, you know, they just kind of give them a shot and get rid of them early. But anyway, and the next one they used was degree of perfection. Abortion. Now, this is what when I was debating Planned Parenthood a lot, this is what they used with me. You know, hey, Danny, this baby's got heart problems, this baby's got this problem. What? They name all these certain problems that the baby's got, so that baby doesn't deserve to live, is what they basically tell me. I said, wait a minute. We're all been handicapped by sin, as far as that, tell you the truth. But you're trying to tell me a handicap because a baby is not perfect, then you got a right to kill that baby. I said, you're wrong, and you're a murderer. And murderers pay. Even when we got legal murder in America, they won't pay right now, but they will pay at a due time. Well, I think about the same thing with the degree of perfection in an older person. See, the older they get, the less they can do certain things that they used to do. I mean, even walking, or you know, they're in wheelchairs or crutches or whatever. They can't get along good or get around good, so they, you know, it's another good reason to kill them. Now, this next one is the reason is age. So we have abortion while the baby is too young to make any decision for himself or herself, okay? Well, in the exact same way is the age on the euthanasia. They're too old. they're getting too old to make decisions for themselves, okay? So their siblings or someone younger than them or some doctor, so-called, will make that decision for them. Well, it's time to put them away. They're really useless right now, today, okay? Now the next one is real close to age, and that's called intelligence. And intelligence, the baby is not yet really what they call conscious. But the more we're finding about the baby in the womb, the more we know that baby smiles in the womb, that baby laughs in the womb, that baby can hiccup, that baby can do all kinds of things in the womb of his mother, okay? That baby knows he's bonding with his parent. He can hear his parents' voices outside, and he's bonding with them while he's in there, just like the parents are bonding with the child. But anyway, so once again, not yet conscious is a sloppy reason, but even if it was really true that the baby wasn't aware, okay, just because someone's not aware of something, there's no reason for murder. There's no right for it. And once again, the intelligence is, euthanasia would be real close to that one. Not really conscious anymore. They're not conscious. They're not aware of their surroundings like they used to be when they were younger, okay? They're too old for living, so put them away. Put them out of their misery, so-called. Now, this next one is called place of residence. The place of residence is in the womb. Now, since I've debated Planned Parenthood on this a lot, since it's in the mother's womb, they say, Danny, it's in her womb. She has every right to do whatever she wants to do. It's her womb, Danny. It doesn't belong to anybody. What they like to use is what they tell me, the uterus, the fetus, okay? In the uterus. I said, wait a minute. They try to get away from human life, so they change from fetus to product of conception. When fetus, we know what fetus means. Fetus is Latin for young one. All it means is a little baby, a little child, young one is all the word means, okay? It's Latin. Now, so now they're going to what they call products of conception. Now, that baby, you can say it's a product of conception, but I am too. Right now, I'm a product of conception. I'm the product that my parents conceived, okay, when they came together. I'm the product. Okay, so this product, that baby is just as much a product as I am, just as much life as I am. And so anyway, now, so in the womb, I said, so if that's your logic, you got a right to kill that baby because it's in the womb. Well, it'd be a whole lot better on your body, your human body, if you just wait till the baby comes out. It's still your baby, okay? So kill it in a high chair. If you really want to kill the baby, then kill the baby in the high chair. It's a lot less painful to your body, okay? You might not get your uterus ripped out. You might not get raped by the abortion. All kinds of things might not happen. So just kill it in the high chair. And then the place of residence is, for an old person, is in a nursing home. And I knew some people. I personally knew them. They were good friends of mine. And they quit working at these nursing homes because the children would have one of the big wheels or whatever at these certain nursing homes to not either feed their family or give them a shot of something that would rush their death quicker, okay? Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, when we put human life on this kind of level, I mean, if we all got our focus with God, then we'll see just how important life is, okay? But when it's us, when we're on God, we can determine, okay? That's eerie. Anyway, so this next one is what I was trying to explain a while ago, meaningful life. Now, Roe versus Wade and abortion does not have yet. In other words, doesn't have meaningful life. Why? Because the mother has no meaning to her, is all it's saying. So if it has no meaning to the mother, then it must not be life. Well, the exact same way with euthanasia. In the euthanasia bills, if you read some of them, it says this person is so old he no longer has a meaningful life. Okay? And so once again, they're tied almost hand in hand. One doesn't have it yet, and one doesn't have it anymore, is what they say. And who do they say that? It's just certain doctors or whatever that determines this, okay? Now, the next reason is the cost. I told you before, love of money is the root of all evil. But anyway, the cost. They're too poor to have a baby. So if you're too poor to have a baby, there's organizations that, you make good money off of abortion, but there's places that do it for you free because there's a big market on selling baby parts too. But and euthanasia, for the exact same reason. They kill them because the children are too poor to keep paying these nursing homes to keep them, and they won't take care of themselves. Even though their parents went all these years taking care of their kids, the kids won't take care of their parents, okay, when they need it. And the next one is, the next reason is what we call numbers. Abortion, we have too many children, so we need to kill them. You know, Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, the one that started Planned Parenthood, one of her quotes was that pregnancy was a venereal disease. That's what it was like to her. But anyway, she just classified pregnancy as a venereal disease. She hated kids. But anyway, now, too many children. Well, the same way with euthanasia, too many old folks. There's too many old folks they're taken care of, so they need to kill them. That can save them on money, save them on time, all kinds of stuff. Just kill them, get them out of the way. And last one basically was marital status. These women, they're getting pregnant, they're unmarried, they don't have a man to help them support the kids, so the thing we need to do is kill it. And euthanasia, the person was widowed, he doesn't have a husband or a wife, either case, so there's no one there to be with him anymore, so just kill him. And it keeps going on and on like this. We're a sick society. We're going downhill more and more as a nation because of this kind of garbage, okay? We cannot play God. We cannot decide who lives and who does not live. That's not our job. We're not called to do it, okay? How would you like it if somebody walked up to you and said, Danny, I decided, I think they had a movie, I don't remember what it was years ago, but this guy became president and he was going to kill everybody that was over 30. When you get 30 years old, you die. Well, anyway, then I think the story, I didn't watch the movie, but from what they told me, that this guy got 30. Well, it was his time to die, so they put him out. Now, I want to share with you, since I've been to a court a lot of times with my wife on this divorce stuff and kids, but I want to share something to you because I've dealt with a lot of these judges, and to me, this Psalms 82 fits our society to a T. And I'm going to read Psalms 82 to you. It's just a short Psalms. It says, God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. Now remember, I said there's only one true God. The Word makes that plain. It says He judges among the gods. Well, what's He talking about? Now watch what He says. How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah means peace. Defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and the needy. Rid them out of the hands of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Now watch God saying, I have said, ye are gods. God's calling them gods, okay? He said, I have said, ye are gods, and all you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Now watch what He says. He says, I have said, ye are gods. God Almighty called them gods, okay? Why did He call them gods? Well, the history of it, the Jewish people, just like any nation, the people that are judging for God in the seat of God were called gods. In other words, all judges and gods were used interchangeably in the Old Testament and the Word of God. In other words, judges were judging in the seat of God, so God called them gods because He's letting them judge in His place, okay? Now, but what He says, I said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, and ye shall die like men, and shall fall like one of the princes. Why? Because they were judging unrighteous judgment. God said, you're going to die like men, okay? And so anyway, it's kind of really strange to me that God put so much trust in His people that He created in His image, and we spit in His face time after time after time. And we're going to pay. Payday's right around the corner for all of us. We don't think it is, but it is. You know, our life is like a vapor. We're here today and we're gone tomorrow. We're not promised tomorrow, you know. Like I said, we could get in our vehicle right now and drive home and, you know, be in a car wreck. We could be dead before we can get home, okay? So we don't know. We always think we're going to live to be an old man or old woman. We don't have any idea how long we're going to be here. But anyway, now watch. Now when I said that, I'm going to do some comparisons now with Planned Parenthood, and I'm going to show you some interesting parallels. See, religion, I told you before when I dealt with religion has done more to hurt this world, to cause confusion and problems, murder and all that kind of junk, anything I can think of. God hates religion, okay? I hate religion except what God calls pure religion. and that's feeding the fatherless and the widows and keeping some spotted from the world. Okay, that's fine. But God hardly ever talks about religion. He talks about life. That's what he came to give us. Now, watch this. I'm going to tie some thoughts in to show you that our mindset or what we're taught or how we grow up affects how we behave. So I'm going to use one cult. I specialize in 3 major cults: Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Roman Catholics. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit on Mormonism for a minute. Brigham Young comments about blacks. Remember, I was dealing with slavery a while ago, so I thought I'd tie this in. Brigham Young said this. He said, "You see some of the classes of the human family that are black, uncouth, uncomely, disagreeable and low in their habits, wild and seemingly deprived of nearly all the blessings of intelligence that is generally bestowed upon mankind. Cain slew his brother. Cain might have been killed, and that would have put a termination to that line of human beings. That was not to be the case. And the Lord put a mark upon him, which is a flat nose and black skin." Okay, that came out of Journal of Discourses, volume 7, page 290. Now watch what he said in another one. He said, "In our first settlement in Missouri, it is said by our enemies that we intended to tamper with the slaves. Not that we had any idea of the kind, for such a thing never entered our minds. We knew that the children of Ham," is what he calls black people, "were to be servants of servants, and no power under heaven could hinder it, so long as the Lord would permit them to weather under the curse. And those who were known by our religious views concerning them." Okay. Now, one more quote. I'm going to tie Margaret Sanger in real quick. Brigham Young said this too. "Shall I tell you the law of God in regards to the African race? If the white man who belongs to the chosen seed mixes his blood with the seed of Cain, the penalty under the law of God is death on the spot. This will always be so." I'm afraid Brigham Young kind of missed it. But anyway, Margaret Sanger, who started Planned Parenthood, said this. She aligned herself with eugenics, whose ideology prevailed in the early 20th century. She believed that she had to purify the bloodlines. In other words, like Hitler, the exact same way. She wanted her goal when abortion started was to just get rid of the black race, to sterilize them and kill their babies, okay? Anyway, my time's running out, but I want to appreciate you tuning in. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you deeper. Praise God. Thanks.
She sips some coffee while she waits, and after it's over, she's assured that it's okay. She will rationalize the hours away, but the facts are not changed by the words that she'll say. The edge of the truth will cut her someday, 'cause there's innocent blood on her hands. He runs an honorable practice. He pays his taxes and his bills.